Your timing is perfect. I have something incredible to show you. Mama hen in here just had some babies yesterday, and we're going to take a look. So this is not an ordinary mama hen. And normally I wouldn't have my chickens have babies in a garden, but this little hen, we named her Frida. She escaped from a very awful neighbor that we have that is an animal flipper. Don't need to get into that, but his animals live in horrible conditions, and she made her way over here, and of course we weren't going to turn her away. And there you can see them. I don't want to get too close and bother her, but she's got 3, and there's one more about to hatch. She is a very good mama, very, very protective. See, there's one more egg. It'd be pretty amazing if it started hatching now, but for now we'll just enjoy how cute those little babies are. Welcome to the world, little ones. I got distracted. We're going to talk about chickens. I better tell you a secret. In all transparency, I don't know how many chickens I have. That's embarrassing to admit, and everyone always asks me, how many chickens do you have? Well, there's this little thing called chicken math, and I fell victim to it. And I would say I probably started with maybe like 8 several years ago, and I probably have close to about 50-60 chickens. The reason it's fluid, I'm not ignorant of my chickens, but we hatch some. I have them in different stages. I've got brooders, I've got a teenager pen. Just need to take the time to count it. So if you're debating any farm animals at all, chickens are the best place to start. I can't say it enough. They are the easiest animals to take care of. The best part about chickens is they do so much by instinct. They eat, they put themselves to bed at night. Everything they do is primarily instinct. Yes, you have to feed them, but I'm about to show you my shortcuts that have made it so much easier. Right here has been the biggest lifesaver. So we have several of these stationed throughout our chicken area. So it's rainproof, it's waterproof. Basically, they stick their heads in there and you're able to hold a whole lot of feed in there, 25 pounds. That has made life so much easier because then you're not, every day having to fill the feeders. I've used the normal feeders, and what I would say about that is they're messy, they knock them over, it rains on them. So, stepping into something like that makes your life easier. You're not wasting as much feed whatsoever, and just makes everything better. Another thing that I've found with having so many chickens is having lots of feeders. There's not the aggression, they don't get mad at each other, there's not the fighting over the feed, so I strategically place them in the coops out here in general areas, and it's making so much better. Same thing with the waterer. Now eventually someday we're going to upgrade to automatic water in here, feeding it. But for now, this has made a big difference, and here's why. So the health of the chickens. So when I had the other waterers, I'm constantly cleaning it, which I do have one for the younger ones, and it's a pain. Chickens are messy. This is fantastic. So these little feeders here, I wash them out every day, and then once a week I empty this and sanitize the whole thing. So in general, I feel like the water's cleaner and a lot less work. I'd say even in the hot Florida summer heat, I'm only filling that every few days. So big lifesaver there. Yeah, he's not a chicken, but he thinks he is. So this here is our resident turkey. Hercules.
I would say for the guys, best thing is you're able to come out here and you can actually bring the chicken egg from inside the house, from outside the house, inside the house, and it's still warm. And you crack that bad boy, chuck it in the pan, and you've got some tasty breakfast. That's what I love.
And one thing you'll notice is chickens are dirty. This coop was immaculate yesterday. I had cleaned the floors. I had done, I do a special kind of lime that deodorizes and cleans, and now it's full of poop. But I'm going to show you the prize, and you're going to see in a second that it's worth it. So, great thing about chickens, they put themselves to bed. So as soon as the sun starts going down, here they come and they do what's called roosting, and it's pretty darn dramatic. It's very, it's a competition every night of who gets to be where. So sometimes when all my chickens are in here, you'll hear squawking, you'll see feathers flying because they're trying to figure out who gets to be on the top post. So these first comers here, they got the best spot. And they're already pecking at each other a little bit over the best spot. So come on in. Let's see what we got going. I haven't collected eggs yet today. I wanted to share those with you. Got a couple chickens that are starting to go broody. So what does going broody mean? You can tell you have a broody chicken when they just sit on the nest. And they don't leave. They just sit there. And basically that's your indication that they want to be a mama. So that's when you can choose, hey, I'm not going to let them, or you can put some fertile eggs under them and let them hatch them. So fertile eggs, let's talk about what makes a fertile egg. I get asked this a lot. Well, if chickens lay, can they just make babies? No, they can't make babies. You need to have a rooster. So a normal chicken egg comes out of the hen, and if there's no rooster, it's just a chicken egg. But if there's a rooster in the neighborhood and they do their magic dance, then the egg is fertile. When a chicken goes broody like that, she can sit on this egg, and in 21 days, a little chickie will be born. Ooh, look what we got today. Beautiful colors. It's pretty darn amazing. So, a couple little interesting tidbits about eggs. So certain breeds lay different colors, obviously. Well, not obviously, you might not know that. So I've got different breeds to do these different colors. The other question I get a lot, well, if the outside is blue, does that mean the yolk is blue? That would be amazing. No, it's just a normal yolk inside, but I mean, come on guys, look at this. How amazing is that? It's just beautiful. You almost don't even want to eat it. I've had chickens for years, and every time I get eggs, I'm just blown away by the beauty of it. And I'm just blown away that they can make something like this almost every day. It's crazy. Really into chickens like us, you need different areas. So one of the common issues we ran into is we would hatch chickens in an incubator in the house or under a mama hen. And you know, we'd put them in the brooder, or they'd be with mama. Then it was like, okay, we don't want to put them out with the rest of the chickens, because unfortunately, you know, the big chickens are something called pecking order. It's a real thing, and they can be a little bit rough on the newer chickens, and that's kind of a scary introduction to a flock. So with this coop, we came up with a really good solution, and this is our teenager coop. So we have the ability, when they're kind of growing out, we can close them off in there. Then it gives them, because it's all open, thank you, Hercules, they can kind of get to know each other through the protection here, but then they're safe. Now this current crew we've got, they're just about ready to be fully immersed with the big group. So what I've been doing for about the last week, each day I open this in the morning, and that way they can come out, they can meet the rest of the chickens, but they can come back in here where they feel safe, and they sleep in here. Now I'm in hens, but I want to show you something that made a very big difference. So, you're probably wondering what's in my hand. It's feed. We found, thanks to our vet, a very good feed mill. And they actually make the feed there with real ingredients. There's no fillers, it's really fresh, and believe it or not, it's a lot cheaper than the feed store. So we have started getting our feed there. I know you're probably thinking, oh gosh, that sounds silly, but I want to just show you kind of a difference there. So this right here, this is what we got at the feed mill. This right here is what I buy at the feed store. I mean, to you it might not look like much, but you can see real ingredients in there. When you look at the ingredients, this is full of a lot of fillers. Not that there's anything wrong with going to the feed store. We've been doing it for years. I will say, sometimes I got feed that had mold in it. You just don't know how long it's been there. Personal choice, I just prefer going where it's fresh, it's less expensive, it's family owned, and it really works well for my ladies. Bit about rooster. There's this common misconception that roosters are a pain and they're just aggressive and mean. I love my roosters. They are the best protectors of my hens, and it's just the most beautiful thing to watch. All my roosters have their own little group of hens, and they'll go all over the property. The hens will be picking bugs, and the roosters will be on guard making sure that they're safe. A rooster will give his life to protect his ladies. Throughout the day, you can hear my guys talking to each other, and I really believe they're telling each other what's going on. That's not a rooster. At the different parts of the property. You know, some people have problems with aggressive roosters. Knock on wood, I've never had that. And I don't know, I mean, I've had them be aggressive towards each other, but I've never had any roosters be aggressive towards me. I try not to have too many. I make sure they have enough hens. And I truly believe, you know, one thing that's helped us, and this is just my own experience, not at all an expert opinion, I think allowing them to free range on almost 8 acres, they have plenty of room to kind of work out all their issues, and they don't take them out on me.
Thinking about, well, maybe I can't do it, or maybe I don't know how to do it. I know nothing. I know nothing about building fences and growing chickens and doing any of this stuff. But you know what? I realized that YouTube is my friend. YouTube it. It's easy. By the way, Sarah said that we had about 50 chickens. You times that by 2. We got about 100 minimum. It's great. Love it. Good luck.